What's up, my people? What's up? Man, welcome to episode 3 of Wake Up. It's your boy, Mr. Never Stop, Never Lose. And I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in and watching this episode. Let's get right into it. This week conversation is about resilient no matter the adversity. Resilient no matter the adversity. In life, it's a lot of setbacks. We're trying to achieve so much greatness in life, so many things, and it's setbacks. It's things that we're trying to get there, and our car breaks down, or a bill is getting paid and it's overdue, or food, or clothes, and just things on the daily that you have setbacks within your own life, family, and people being sick. Just all kind of levels, of what happens in the world that just comes out of nowhere, right? And little setbacks, right? Minor, but and it could be major setbacks too. But the key of when those things happen, it's about getting through them. A lot of times we really bank on putting a lot of time on the problem, really, putting that time, that energy, like, oh man, this happened, and really just keep pressing it, and not seeing that we have to get to the solution, not understanding that we have to still win no matter of what just happened. And that mindset is one of those where once you get that, it will really make you understand that no matter what goes on in your life, right? If you really want to do something, if you really want to take it to that next level, you have to withstand the adversity. You have to withstand the storm. You have to withstand the setback, the minor, the major, because of what you internally want. Because of what you internally want, right? So in that mindset, it's just really understanding. Like, say for example, you're going to work every day. Car breaks down, right? That's a setback, right? That's a setback. Hey, and it costs to fix the car. Minor setback, right? But now we have to think about, okay, how can we still get to work, right? Can we walk? Can we take public transportation? Can we call a coworker? Can we call a family member to get some money for Uber and Lyft until we get our car fixed? Can we ask our neighbor? Can we, ask any type of assistance? What can we do to still get to work? Because we can't say, okay, car broke down, now we can't go to work. Because once we don't go to work, a lot of things follow with that. Bills are not paid. Family's not being taken care of. Can't take care of yourself. Wants and needs are very low and limited, right? So in life, we can't let things stop us from getting the things that we know we want and need, right? And that's why a lot of times we're like, why we haven't got to that mark, because we keep letting things that stop us. And life is full of adversity. Life is full of things hitting every, if it's not every day, every week, if not every week, every month, if not every month, every other month, not every other month, every year, so things are always happening in people's lives. Don't think that, people are smiling and things are not happening. Things are always happening in people's lives, right? But it's all about how you deal with it. Some people deal with problems with smiles. You would never know people go through problems because they're smiling. You're like, oh man, you don't go through problems because you're smiling, but that's not true. Is that people are learning how to deal with it on their own terms. And they're understanding that for them, if they're going through adversity, they rather smile. They'd rather be happy. They'd rather give compliments. They'd rather have joy. They'd rather understand that, hey, it's possible for all this thing to change around. And it's all about how much I think about the solution is how quick I'm going to get this problem to be resolved. Adversity, it's going to come. It's no way to beat it. Things are always going to happen. So it's just about finding the solution. And that's the key of life. The solution is problems are always going to be there, but it's the solutions. Decisions are always going to be there, but it's the solution, right? So, and being resilient, resilient is just really going through it and really just, hey, my shoulders are getting heavy, and my back is hurting, and my legs is tired, and I'm weak. But I don't give up because I know what I want. It means that much, not only to me and the people around me that I support, the people around me that I have on my back, and I tell them, hey, we're gonna make it. This is what I'm doing it for. right? So to help the resilience, to help to build that through the adversity, we got to always remember keeping in our mind what we doing this for. Why are we doing this? All these type of things have to stay on the top because that's what keeps us motivated every day. It keeps it motivated because when we forget, then we're going to wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to get up at 6 anymore. Hey, I don't want to, go push the envelope and go do this X, Y, and Z. And I don't want to, hey, go talk to this person and da this and, try to make a way. I don't want to do that. Excuse me, because I want to do the bare minimum. But that's not going to make you resilient. That's not going to help you beat the adversity. It's not going to help you achieve what you need to achieve because you need to have the structure and understand that no matter what life throws at you, you're going to make it happen. No matter what comes at you, no matter if somebody, say they don't want to be around you no more, say if death comes, say if things come that just really just make it hard for you to succeed, we still have to succeed in those times. We still have to succeed because life keeps going. And once we let things get to us and we really be like, oh, shut down, now we are a step behind in life on getting to the next level, right? And like I said, problems are always going to come. Things are always going to happen. So we have to build that resilience. We have to build that skin of not being cold, not being human, because we're human. You're going to have emotions. You're going to feel. You're going to have things that you think about. It's a normal thing. But it's about dissecting it and making it so it doesn't truly affect you every moment because life still has to be continued and you still have to get through things. So you don't want to think about, hey, no, you want to think about, okay, let me get through this, right? Once I get through this, right, then I can dwell on the whole process, right? But sometimes when you dwell on the process, you can't dwell on the end result and the solution to it because you're in the mix of the problem, right? So adversity, very key in this life of being successful, because that's what just separates the people that's trying, the people that's really going to do it, and everybody's different. Everybody's not going to be on a level where everybody's going to be able to deal with adversity and get through it. It's going to be tough for people. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to, deal with those emotions, deal with those feelings. It's going to be tough because a lot of times there's no one to talk to. There's no outlets. There's nobody to really say, hey, let's talk, and no shoulders to really cry on. A lot of times you got to be by yourself. A lot of times it's you talking to you to get through what you are going through. And that's one of the hardest things to do in the world. But once you practice and train yourself to talk with yourself, to get through problems, right, just on your own and on a mental, on a thinking of a clear mind, you will get better each and every time. You get better and better and better and better. That when things come, it won't affect you as much because you understand, hey, if I don't have control of it, especially, I can't really stress my mind. And if I do have control of it, now I need to get more control of the situation so I can control it fully. Right. So it's never a cutoff where it's like, oh, I'm at a dead end and nothing can happen. No, it's no dead ends. And that's what makes you resilient because you're not letting it be dead ends. You're not letting it just be like, you know what, this happened and I can't figure out a solution and I don't know what to do. No, you're not going to do that because you're resilient. And you have practiced that and you have became that because of things always happening. In traffic, people are going to cut you off. People are going to be driving erratic and all these type of things. Right now, you got to have self-control to say, you know what, even through this adversity, I have to be calm. I have to not to get the road rage. I don't have to want to get out my car or want to throw things. I have to learn how to be settled because I know that this adversity is coming. And we drive in these streets all the time, and highways and all. We always going to be driving. So if I let this affect me, every time that this happens in traffic, it's going to affect me. I have to be resilient. Right. For a lot of people that, have lost, limbs and broken bones, and they had careers and things going for themselves. And it was a setback. And a lot of those people are back doing what they was doing before they hurt themselves, before they got injured, because they were resilient to get back to that level. They was resilient because no matter how bad the injury was, they said, you know what? I got to still make it happen. Because I have a goal. I have dreams. And not only for me, but a lot of people have people that's dependent on them to make it happen. They're dependent on you to make it happen. So to cave in, give in, and say, you know what, I quit and it's over. No, that's not what's going to make you successful. You have to be tested to have a testimony. You have to be. And that's a part of being resilient. The tested part. And it's okay to be tested. It's okay for things to not look like it's okay at a moment. It's not one of those where like life is not okay and I don't know what to do. It's okay because once you understand that it's coming. It's just like the sun at night. It's coming. It's coming. So when you know it's coming, you're prepared. You're prepared. You're calm. You understand. Maybe I need breathing techniques. Maybe I have to do this. Maybe I have to step away for a second. Take my feelings out of situations. Because when adversity comes, you have to be resilient to be successful. Because things will come. People, places, and things will come to knock you off of your pedestal, knock you off of your dream, knock you off the ladder, knock you off the stairs to put you back at the bottom. But once you know that, hey, going up the stairs, hey, it might be some wet spots. Hey, going up the stairs, it may be some people there. It may be get crowded. Or, hey, when I go there, hey, I might not get the yeses I want. Or when I go there, the people may not understand my goal. Or when I go home, my family may not love me the way I want them to love me. Or when I go to, with my friends, they may not talk to me the way I want them to talk to me. Or my girlfriend, my boyfriend, they might not love me the way they need to love me. Or my kids, they may not be listening to me. Or they might not trust me as their parent. Guess what? It's all things that you can make still happen. Guess what? If you be resilient, if you understand, hey, I want to make those things happen. I'm going to get better. There's no other thing I can do. There's nothing thing I want to do, because being successful at anything in my life is exactly what I want to do, because I don't have to be successful at a mainstream thing that the whole world is doing. I can be good at what I need to do for my life, right? And get through the problems I need to get through to make my life a better thing and the people around me. And that's what's going to make me unique in my own life. Resilient through anything that happens in my life. If I lose my job, I have to be resilient. I have to go get another one. If I lose my house, I have to go get another one. If I lose my car, I have to go get another one. These are things that, hey, and you don't have to. It's up to you if you want them. But if you want them and you be like, oh, man, I lost my car, I don't know what I'm going to do. Guess what? We got to go get another one. That's what you want. But if you feel like you don't need a car, you just want to get on a bike or walk, hey, that's fine too. But if you got wants and you got needs, you have to go get them no matter what is going on, because life cannot, it cannot enable you. You're going to have to go out there and go get it if you want to be successful. The world can take care of you, but it's not going to be the way you want it. It's not going to be the way. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be when you want it. It's going to be when the world wants to give it to you. It's going to be the world, and nobody wants to live like that. Nobody wants to be secondhand to themselves because they can't get through adversity, because they can't be challenged, because they can't understand that life is not all about things being great. It's about things being level or things being at a disadvantage and taking those things and making it to a plus. It's about understanding that, hey, life is not going to be perfect. I don't want life to be perfect. I want to be tested so I can have a testimony. I want this to happen. I do. So I'm prepared. Because once something happens and I learn how to get through it, now I'm prepared for anything else that comes, because the formula is going to stay the same of how I react when I hear problems, when I hear adversity, when I hear decisions that I need to make. I'm already going to have the formula of understanding this is coming and this is what I have to do when these things are heard, when these things are brought to my attention. I have to perform like this. I have to reflect like that. That is the key of being resilient. It's not about making a lot of money. It's not about it being a superstar. It's not about it being a person that does this. No, it's about a person that understands problems are going to come. Life decisions are going to come. Things that's going to be very major in your life, setbacks. A lot of things are going to happen. You're going to lose opportunities. You're going to lose things, people. A lot of things are going to happen. But the question is going to happen is, how are you going to bounce back? How are you going to be the person that you want to be truly? How are you going to do that? And once you create the formula, once you create the steps, you will understand, listen, if anything comes my way, I'm going to handle it like this. I'm going to do this first. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. And then this. By the time I get to that sixth thing, this problem or this decision is going to be solved. because life is just like that. And when you handle your life like that, you will be successful. You will be unstoppable because the world is only going to throw you things to try to discourage you from being successful. But if you know that it's coming, if you know the world is throwing wrenches, they throwing hammers, they throwing all kinds of things to knock you off your path, you know it's coming. And you say, you know what? I'm going to be super prepared. I'm going to have an outline. I'm going to be ready. You will not be stopped. You will not be stopped, and you will be on your way to being successful immediately. Immediately, because you're not worried about distractions. You're not worrying about what you don't have. You're not worrying about none of that. If you don't have it, you're going to make it happen because you believe in your goal. You believe in what you're trying to do, and you know you can do it. And you know that, guess what? If you get out your skin, if you get out your comfort zone and understand that, that you have to be resilient, and that you're not taking no's, and that you're like, yo, I'm going to make it happen. I don't care. Boom, boom, boom. I want to start this business. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my LLC. I'm going to get my bank account. I'm going to get all the things I need. I'm going to get the grants. I'm going to get this. I'm going to create my team. I'm going to boom, boom, marketing. I'm going to do it all. Once you say that that's what you're going to do, and you're not letting nothing stop me. I don't care if you was going to buy a rented building and the person rented it already. All right, next building. I don't care if you was going to hire certain employees and guess what? They don't want to work no more. Okay, new employees. I don't care if you were saving up money and guess what? You lost so many money. Guess what? Time to go back out there and fundraise again. It doesn't matter if guess what? You don't have nowhere to live and guess what? You're like outside. Okay, it's time to find somewhere to live. It's time to figure out what I can do. Adversity is always going to come in your life. I want you to be prepared because the more you're prepared for the adversity, you will be successful. You will be successful, and it will be nothing that can stop you. It can be nothing that can stop you. And it's all about having a formula because every situation is going to be different. Every situation is going to be different. And like I said, I'm not telling you not to be emotional. I'm not telling you not to care about things. I'm not telling you to not be invested. Be that. But also understand how to not be invested and how to not be so connected to things that when things happen that's going to throw you off track, you can step back and say, you know what, hold up. I need to turn this around because this is not what I want my life to be. This is not how I'm going to be successful, dwelling on the problems, dwelling on what's not going right. Because if I dwell on that, success is going to seem so unreachable that I'm going to be discouraged and never do it. And then I'm going to live my life and say, what I would have, could have, should have did to my kids or grandkids or anybody I see in the world because I didn't want to be resilient. I didn't want to make the necessary sacrifices to make things happen. And it's a lot of names for that type of stuff. It's a lot of names for those type of people that just settle when they had the ability and they had the dreams to do big and better things. So it's all on you. So create that. Create that in your mind. Create that, write that down of how can I deal with adversity when it comes? What am I doing? Am I breathing when it happens? Am I thinking when it happens? Am I asking questions when it happens? Am I just, not want to worry about it at first? What am I doing? What are the steps to get through it? Because you have to have your steps. You have to create your own because everyone's different. For my thing, when I deal with adversity and it comes, right, I have to hear. I have to listen. So if somebody's telling me live, I'm listening. If somebody's texting, I have to really dissect what is being said. Listening and really using your eyes, understanding what you see and what you hear. So that's one for me because adversity comes, so I have to see it. All right, I see it, or I hear it, or I see it. Okay, boom. All right, then I'm like that. Okay, now it's like, what do I want out of this situation? Do I want this situation to be fixed? Do I want it to get worse? What do I want? What do I want? A lot of times I want it to be better. I want it to be fixable. Okay, what do I have to do to be fixable? Even if it's somebody else is doing something to me, what can I do to fix this? Because in life, when you speak about adversity and resilience, we're talking about ourselves. We can't speak for no one else. We can't make nobody else do that. That's not in our will. We only can control ourselves. So when these things happen, we have to say, okay, boom, I'm listening, I'm seeing. Okay, what do I want out of this? Okay, I want a solution. Okay, bet. Now, what can I do to get that? Even if I feel like I'm being judged wrong or whatever, what can I do? And once I figure out what I can do, I try to do that and try to get the person or whatever situation I'm going through to understand that. And most of the times you can, because as long as you're controlling yourself and understand what you're trying to get off, it's all you can give up. And everything else is going to work itself out, especially if it's something that you should be on the line with. It's going to work out for you. So when adversity comes, learn your formula. Get a formula. Get a technique. that you want to do when you hear these things and when you're going through things, so you can accomplish to get to the other side of it. Not to be stuck in that problem, in that mix, and never get out of it, and thinking that, hey, I don't know how to change my life, and hey, I don't know why people don't want to help me, when it's like, hey, you can get through these situations. You just have to want to, because nobody's going to come and hold your hand. Nobody's going to come to your door and say, hey, guess what? I can give you a chance. No, you're going to have to tell people and show people what you want. Actually, you don't have to tell. You have to show people what you want. When you want this in life, you have to show them. That's the resilient part of it. That's the resilient part of it, that, hey, when I'm going through this thing, nobody can knock me off. Nobody can knock me off, because I'm that dedicated. I'm that dedicated. You know, I think, when I was young, 16 years old, I was so resilient at running away from home. I used to run away from home all the time, not come home from school and just be grown and all these type of things. My mom would be looking for me. Oh, where's Trey at? And I'm just gone. Right. So I was so resilient in doing the bad thing. Right. But I beat through the adversity, because the adversity was the nervous. The adversity was being scared of, oh, I ain't supposed to take that bus, or I know I'm supposed to go home. That adversity, I was resilient in it. I was resilient, and it brought me bad things, because I had resilience to beat the adversity of being bad. You see what I'm saying? So it's in you, that it was in me, not you guys, but it was in me that at 16, I was like, yo, I want to do bad things. So I became to, later in my life, I became to understand that I don't want to take that resilientness out on negativity. I don't want to do that, because you can do that. You could be resilient to be like, you know what? I'm going to do this, even though I know I'm supposed to, but I'm so resilient that I'm going to do it. So I'm going to knock it out. So it's like, make sure we understand what we want to be resilient about. Make sure it's a positive thing, because you could be resilient about a lot of things in life, and you're going to get what you be resilient about and what you're trying to be. You're going to get that, So really understand, hey, if I want to be resilient, make it about something good, because you don't want to be put in situations that you're going to regret off making decisions that, hey, that's not what I want to do. Right? So adversity, be resilient, because guess what? You have the plan, you have the goals, you have the dreams of where you want to go and where you want to take this thing. And only nobody else can do this thing for you. But if you got the plan, if you got the formula to say, you know what, when things go left, I'm going to do this, or when things go this, I'm going to do this. Right? And that's the only thing that you can do to prepare yourself to take it to the next level. In a lot of life, look at all the superstars we know. Right. I love talking about Michael Jordan, he's one of my favorite basketball players ever. And he had a great story of just being resilient, of just not making his basketball teams and not being, projected as the best. And he just stormed through that to make himself be the best. Stormed through all adversity to say, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And he accomplished it no matter what was going on. And that's a lot of people in this world that have done great things. They went through a lot of things. They grew up without a father. They grew up without a mother. They grew up, living in different places. They grew up on the street. They grew up not having nothing, So they had to get through it. And the world shows us that. That's how we know this is what it takes, because the world always shows us stars, and then they give us a story. And they say, well, okay, this person's a star, not only because they have the attributes and they have the level of success with what they're doing, but also because where they came from. LeBron James, grew up without a father, single mom household. A lot of people grew up and was from a lot of things, but because they had resilience to the adversity that they was born into or went through at a young age, they got through it. They kept going no matter of what came at them, because they knew what they wanted. And they knew if they didn't do these things, they wouldn't get the result that they wanted. And that's why we're looking at these things, looking at these people now, and we're always going to be able to research them and do that, because they put in the work. No matter the adversity, they was like, you know what? I want to be a basketball star. And they say, hey, it ain't that many people that make it, but I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to be the chosen one. I'm going to take it there and really take it there. And not let nothing get in the way. No excuses, no this, no that, and really take it there. And we see that in the world. So that's how we know it's true. That's how we know. That's how we fact check it. We fact check it by looking at the world and say, you know what? Is the world resilient? Do people have to be resilient and beat adversity to be successful? Do they? Yes, they do. Right? So when we look at it like that, we understand that that's the way. All right? And that's how they have to do it. So I want y'all to take this week. I want y'all to really be resilient no matter adversity you go through, because you can do it. Only thing I need y'all to do is wake up and go achieve it. And guess what? You can do it, man. So be resilient through the adversity that you will face in your life, because it's coming. And if it's already there, please deal with it accordingly. Don't let it just swallow you. Don't let it just act like it ain't going to let you go, because you can release it as long as you achieve to want more. As long as you grind, as long as you plan, as long as you put these things on the forefront of your mind, and of your day, you're going to be successful. All right. So don't let the world bring you down. Don't let the people around you bring you down. Don't let the situations around make it feel like this is life and this is all you have to go through. No, you can get rid of that situation. You can get rid of them people. You can get rid of that job. You can get rid of anything you're going through. You can get through it. All about how bad do you want to? How bad do you want to? Does it really affect you like you think it does? Because if it does, you can get through it. All right. So listen, y'all go have a great week. Be challenged, be blessed, be loved, peace, happiness. Mr. Never Stop, Never Lose. Out.